whenever we hop on things like TikTok and we represent the shadow self with these filters that kind of have this darkness, these darker filters, I feel that it can really confuse the psyche here. Okay. So what I want to come on and let you know is that the caption really does begin to talk about why we do things like manipulation, why we experience things like rage, why we experience things like self-importance. And when we do not develop a great relationship with these aspects of ourselves that we would consider evil or bad, or even these aspects of ourselves that eventually end up self-sabotaging us, right? If we don't have a good relationship with them, then we have this possibility to really begin to be run by it, okay? And to really not begin, we begin to hide from it, we begin to put it behind us, we begin to lose track of self, ultimately. So, diving right into it, manipulation is the action that we take whenever we are afraid to be vulnerable. Okay. Like when we are afraid to be vulnerable about communicating what is going on in our lives, what our needs are right now, and also this fear of being rejected. So, the solution to understanding why manipulation kind of comes up into our lives gives us the opportunity to then understand that we have a need right now that is not being met. And if we aren't willing to communicate this need to the people around us, our support team, to ourselves, first and foremost, then we are going to most likely begin to operate under these shadow aspects of ourselves. Okay. So again, manipulation is the action that we take, is the behavior that we start acting from whenever we feel that other people are not going to meet our needs, or just our needs in general are not going to be met. Likewise, if we are going into fits of rage, right? Rage can be like a really confusing and a very uncomfortable feeling to feel. Rage and anger really comes up for us whenever our boundaries are being crossed. Now, rage is very interesting because if it's operating from a subconscious belief system, it can truly just be like a trigger response, like a PTSD response, okay? Or it can be also the intuition and the body recognizing that something is off. And we cannot tell the difference until we develop our relationship with rage in the first place. Why am I getting angry here? What about this situation or this person is irritating me? Is it that there is something going on, and because my body has already had an experience similar to this, that my body's trying to communicate to me that somebody is crossing a boundary of mine? You know, a lot of times we can, shout out to Kara, like we can take this perspective of aloofness, like, oh no, this can't be happening. And then this rage is bubbling up, and we keep putting the rage behind us because we don't like feeling that way. But what rage is actually trying to communicate to you is this is familiar and something is off. And I know this, okay? So knowing that the reason why it is called the shadow self is not because it's bad or evil. It's because we shove it down and we try to hide it because it feels uncomfortable. That's all that shadow means, okay? It's not the bad parts of you. It's the parts of you that you are completely willing to ignore and put away because we are afraid of what these feelings, these emotions, these experiences might actually be communicating to us. Now, the last one that was in this specific TikTok that I posted was self-importance. A lot of people I feel are raised, especially within like Christianity, where we get into this mindset of like, we have to be martyrs. Like we have to put other people before ourselves. And this really catalysts the fawn response in the nervous system, which is going to be the people pleasing response in general. Okay. And whenever we are people pleasers, we can tend to constantly put other people before ourselves. And then our needs are not being met. So then, whenever our needs are not being met, we can kind of get triggered into this, well, I'm I deserve this. I deserve this. I don't understand why nobody cares about me. And we can kind of step into the self-importance. And some people would consider that to be an ugly or shadowy trait. But if we really dive into what self-importance means, it means that I'm important too. Darn it. And you are important. And so whenever we really begin to balance, when that self-importance comes up and maybe makes other people uncomfortable, what self-importance is trying to say is like, you've been putting everybody else in front of me. Okay? I have been people pleasing. I have been fawning. I've been giving too much. And what your inner being, what your body is trying to say, what a piece of yourself, your shadow self, your other, your darkness, which isn't even dark. It's not even dark. It's not even scary. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's a part of you that you are willing to say, you don't matter. Me, important? No, you don't matter. Self-importance doesn't matter. Anger doesn't matter, but it does matter. All of it matters. All of it is a part of creation. All of it was created by the Creator in order for us to use these internal responses to help us continue to stay in alignment. When we deny these shadow aspects of ourselves, what we are saying is that there are parts of my intuition and self that don't matter. I don't care about them. Do you know what it feels like to be told that? Seriously, like, let's take a minute. Like, have you ever been told you don't matter? You don't matter. Nobody cares about you. I don't even want to understand you. I don't even want to see you or hear you. That is the conversation that we are having with our shadow selves. And what shadow work is inviting into us is saying, you know what? You do matter. All parts of you matter. Every part of you matters. Every part of you deserves to be held, to be seen, to be heard, to be understood. Even the parts of you that might feel a little uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable because you don't understand it. That's the determining factor there. Okay? So, I highly encourage people to understand this and to unlayer it and to unravel it and know that like this is a concept that I'm still unlayering and unraveling within myself. So that post about shadows, even though I'm putting these filters over top of them that are like, ooh, those are kind of dark and spooky, I don't feel that way. I don't feel that they are dark and spooky. I feel that they are equally as powerful, equally as beautiful. I find the night to be just as beautiful as the daytime, They serve equal amount of importance. They serve the balance of life itself. And so does the light body and the shadow body. They are important, Happiness means, I like this. Yeah? When you feel happy, the message is, I like this. When you feel anger, the message is, I don't like this. And it could literally be that simple. That simple. It doesn't have to mean anything else. It doesn't have to mean you're bad. It doesn't have to mean you're evil. It doesn't have to mean you're unlovable or that you're not understood. It doesn't have to mean any of that. It just simply means something is misaligned with me here. And that information is extremely important on our journeys, whether it's a spiritual journey, an entrepreneur journey, self-love, twin flame. It doesn't matter what journey you're on, the journey of life, the journey of self-discovery, the journey of enlightenment, okay? Of getting back to self, the understanding of contrast, and that this feels good and this doesn't feel good, all are true, pure messages of communication from your inner being, from your inner knowing, from your experiences, and they all deserve to be seen and valued. I love you all so much. If you want to check back in with what those three, manipulation, rage, and self-importance, I did write the caption on that reel, and I hope that it is super helpful. Hi, Vicky. I see that you're on here. And I wanted to be sure I said hi to you. I hope that you have a wonderful day. For all of those that catch this live later, I hope that this resonates with you. And yeah, integrate. All parts of you deserve to be seen and understood. They do not deserve to be told, I don't want to look at you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to understand you. That's a hard message to give to you, because they're all you. That rage is a piece of you. Yeah. So have these discussions with self. Get to know yourself a little better. At first, it's going to be uncomfortable, but when you're willing to actually develop this relationship, it's going to get a lot easier. And I say it's going to continue to get easier, because at the end of the day, it's all just a journey. Okay. So peace and love to all of you. I hope you have a wonderful start to your week. My lips are so chapped. And that's okay. So I'm going to go drink my water and start my day. Loving you all. Bye.